Hi, my name is Natalie Harvey. Today I'm going to be talking about biodiversity loss. So, what is biodiversity loss? We'll go into the word biodiversity because I think we all should know what loss means. Biodiversity is a noun and it means the biological diversity among and within plant and animal species in an environment. So, for lack of a better term, it is the variety of plants and animals. So, biodiversity loss from 1970 to 2022 was at 69% on average, and from 1970 to 2024, it was 73% on average, which is a 4% increase, which is not good. Although they are large numbers, this was out of 34,000 different populace, and half of them are on a decline and half were stable or rising. Those numbers are just an average around the globe. So, speaking of the globe, this is a map of the biodiversity loss in percent compared to an intact ecosystem. So you can see the red is areas that are experiencing more, which typically areas that experience more are more biodiverse areas. And the cause of this is urbanization and agriculture, so human development, which causes pollution, habitat loss, and it can also cause numbers 3, 4, and 5, such as climate change, overharvesting, and invasive species. Those things can also kind of happen on their own. So overharvesting, as in like hunting animals that probably shouldn't be hunted because they're endangered, invasive species. Some of it's because of human activities, other times it just happens. Climate change also, not all caused by humans. So effects of this are air quality issues, food insecurity, water quality issues, freshwater reduction, and human health. So air quality and water quality kind of go hand in hand. You don't have things to filter the air, filter the water, so you don't have as good of quality. You don't have these natural things to sort through them, as I should say. Food insecurity, you're losing all of these different plants and animals, which leads to disruptions in the food chain, so then you're losing other plants and animals, or it could just be those are the only plants and animals in that area, and now you don't have any. Freshwater reduction kind of goes with water quality. The water is greatly affected. It's not being filtered through. It's not as fresh. Human health, a lot of countries use natural medicines, and they can't really do that, and that's more of a culture thing. So they can't partake in their culture anymore because they don't have these natural medicines, and they also are getting sick. And countries that use pills and all kinds of stuff like that, we can't make them because we don't have the natural materials. So you're losing all of these natural buffers. So some methods of addressing these climate issues. So this is from NATO. We have mainstreaming biodiversity, so they will push this in the media and encourage people, encourage children in schools, adults, everyone to use better everyday practices. So, I don't know, like taking care of their lawns, allowing native plants to come in. So I've seen a lot of like natural lawns coming about. I've seen a lot of that on social media, a lot of encouragement to recycle, not other natural things that aren't harming the environment and harming these species is bad. We have agrobiodiversity, which is mainly farmer managed and led. It's not huge, but it can help with diverse food production, and it can also diversify methods of farming. So a lot of farms typically are just straight up like a building, like pig farms, chicken farms, you think of stuff like that. It's just this dark building and the animals are inside. If we use more natural methods of farming, so, somebody's with a tractor or they do no-till, things like that, you can see a lot more diversity in the area and a lot more animals, a lot more plants. And then also with diverse food production, we kind of only make certain foods, we don't make other ones. So if we start making other foods and kind of integrate different foods into our cultures and diets, so natural foods to where we live, that could also make a difference. Wildlife conservation and area management, this is a big one. So a good example is wetland preservation, specifically in the United States, and in Florida they do this a lot. Protected areas, so examples would be national parks. A lot of countries have those. Nature preserves, things like that. Looking out for invasive and alien species. So, for example, if a boat was going from Japan to Australia, They would check the boat, make sure there aren't any kinds of animals or plants or anything, seeds, not so much plants, that are on there that could kind of take over. So, for example, I guess, yeah, Australia has temperate forests. So, bamboo, if somebody brings bamboo over there, they plant it, you're going to see a lot of issues. It is super invasive, it grows everywhere. This is also very common in the US where there's temperate forests. It's not good, it's not supposed to be there. Access and benefit sharing. So that's just kind of keeping all of the information available to other countries and make sure everyone knows what's going on instead of kind of just keeping it in one little place. I kind of talked about this in my last video where you can't really resolve a global issue if only one place is doing it. So NATO makes sure that this is all shared and spread out and everyone's made aware of it. And this has been done in over 50 countries. That is all. Here are my sources.